Hello, my beautiful family. Whew, these energies are quite something, and so there's so much happening right now that I thought I would share a grid report to my best of my understanding. And it's been just an amazing day as far as energies. Woke up this morning at 4:30. I have been through a couple of days of major inner shifting and outer shifting, dealing with a lot of mother issues. My son was in a car accident, and it brought up, and then was treated unjustly, without compassion. And it brought up, all these amazing issues from within me about protection, and of course, everything that happens to me at personal level, I always, know that it's a representation of my inner grids, but at the same time, I also know that it's a representation of the collective. And so my biggest experience coming out of this was, one, asking for help, as I was in my darkest moments, having to deal with uh, these issues, and all that having to do with my child and the mother's heart when their child is harmed and or hurt. um, and so I see a huge correlation with what happened in my life, of course, my and to what's happening at the energy out there of all the mothers, of the mother energy. The mother energy has fully awakened, and that this morning when I woke up, my first vision that I had was this of this planet Earth. And usually this is how the language of light starts out for me, is that I see the Earth, or I have a picture, and then that picture then develops into ideas, and that's how it starts. So along with this picture of the Earth, the message that I got was that humanity, we are the guardians of this magnificent creation, and we are awakening. And it was interesting because I went on Facebook to post that picture on my on the page, a community page that I have called "Follow Your Heart, Shine Your Light." And I started to see that there were so many other sacred scribes that had posted pictures of the earth. So apparently, Mother, as far as the best way that I can say is that she was speaking very loudly today, and her, she's gone up like a whole octave. And sure enough, Tiffany Styles, my soul sister, who reads, I read the grids. She reads kind of like the space grids. She's really good at understanding the incoming energies. I more understand the energies after they have been anchored, and then how they affect the collective. Because all of us carry a puzzle piece, an aspect of light, which is information, right, that we share to assist others, so that we, as much information as we can, so that we go through this process without fear, because fear is just not knowing what the heck is happening. But, if we know what's happening, then, we're cool with that. It's all good. So she explained about how the Schumann resonance had gone up. And so that to me made perfect sense as to the mother awakening, because really what that means is that the frequency of the planet went up. And as per the physics law, right, and this is a law of our universe, the law of resonance, the higher frequency will always draw up to it a lower frequency and cause it to level up. Well, the divine feminine, as was always the plan, right, has awakened first. And the divine feminine is fully awakened. And lately, in this last passage, after this huge, enormous Christmas anchoring of the Christ consciousness, across all grids, and the reaching of the consciousness level of Christ avatar self, as that happened, now as the frequency catches up to those energies that were anchored in, right, that the earth is indeed singing. Her frequency is indeed going up. She's sounding differently. Well, what does that mean? Well, oh my God, how beautiful. The divine feminine has always chosen, because yes, we chose it as a collective. Human souls chose to be the guardians of this creation. The divine feminine chose to be more connected to the heart in order to, at a higher frequency, be able to create life within. This is why women have babies. um, the divine masculine, right? So the divine frequency is, well, magnetic. It calls, right? That we are great at creating. We dream big, right? We are in the heart. It's easier for us to be that, right? Whereas the divine masculine is mental, the technology, the beauty that is all that, and it's electric. So the problem, not the problem. There's no problem, man. There's no problem. You have to excuse me. I've been up since 4:30. I don't even know what time it is. Who cares? Anywho, so as the divine feminine has awoken and reached the level of frequency that is being held across all grids in the planet, then by the law of resonance, it draws up the divine masculine. So what's happening right now is the divine masculine's hearts are opening up. And what you're seeing are a lot of head issues. My son had a car accident, had a concussion. All right, consistently, electrical is being rewired. The divine masculine. That's what's happening. It's as within, so without. That's why there's been so many strange headaches going on and all kinds of weird things happening, because right now we are fully balancing the divine masculine, the electric aspect, the divine masculine aspect has to open the heart, right? The divine feminine has already opened the heart, and now she calls forth the divine masculine. How does the divine feminine did that? Well, as per my experience, my son was mistreated. I came out in full force. You may not do this to my child. You may not. And so, as within, so without. Well, as the divine feminine wakes up, it goes all the way through every human on this planet, right? As mothers stand up and begin to stand up and say, no, you may not kill our children. No, you may not. And as they do this and fully step into their masculine aspect, their protective aspect, right? As the divine feminine does this, it awakens the heart in the divine masculine. And then he fully steps in, and he's the action guy. So this is when we're going to start seeing happenings. The divine feminine has been grounding and grounding and holding and holding and opening heart and opening heart and opening heart. That's why they've gone first. That's why the majority of women have been the healers and blah, 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 blah. Because at frequency level, they already came in at that frequency with always the plan to awaken. The divine masculine, once a Schumann frequency reaches a certain level, right, it begins, per the law of resonance, to bring everything up to it, right? Well, that in itself triggers Kundalini. It triggers Kundalini on the inner grids. So as the divine masculine begins to awaken at human level, right, their chakras, the Kundalini will begin to rise, and their 7 color chakra system will begin to activate, and they'll balance, and then they'll balance in their heart, and then that chakra system changes once that balance is achieved, and that's when you go from human, Human, to human, Hueman, because the colors within, you expand your octave, you're able to hold in more light. That is all due to the balancing of the chakras. Once that happens, then your chakra system changes and goes from platelets going like this to a tube of light that's more like a rainbow with sparklies. And from there, you begin to expand into other colors. And that's the Hueman, with more colors, right, with more hues. And that allows for the heart expansion, the turquoise, the lime green, the fuchsias, the corals, the golds, the new chakra colors that are coming in. A diamond frequency, platinum frequency. These are all inner expansions of chakras so that we access higher vibrational grids. And of course, that's also bringing together, as within, so without. It's bringing together soul families and all that. That's a whole nother thing. We're not going to into that. But as the Kundalini within starts to move, every single human being that has chosen now to stay, because those that have chosen to or go play someplace else, wherever that might be, right? many, I mean, that's free will, they'll exit. And as the Kundalini moves, right, the Kundalini kind of like, as it, for example, as it moves, it clears grids, it clears the original blueprints of the planet. So, for example, as the Kundalini started to move and left the Tibet area, they had massive earthquakes there because all those timelines were collapsed, because that was no longer needed as we step into this new creation, into this new earth. The old way of doing mantras and repetition, while it was beautiful and it was needed at the time, that's not how we do things anymore. Everybody does their own thing, right? And that too was a way of siphoning into the false light, which, if anybody wants to understand better about that, because I often talk about how I channel the collective. I don't channel Archangel Michael, I channel the collective of the blue ray, and the essence of Archangel Michael of blue ray, which is protection and love, and clearing of the throat chakra and all that, and standing in your light. As I channel that. I don't channel the one that's viewed as a person with wings and a sword. There is a wonderful article that was written by, I can't remember who, but he's amazing. And it's actually a two-part article. It's called "Why I Am No Longer a Light Worker." And he does a great job of explaining that. So if you want to get into that, go play with that. Good luck to you. It will trigger you probably, because it'll give you a different way of seeing things, a new perspective. But he does a beautiful job of explaining it. So Why I Am No Longer a Light Worker, great article. All right, so as the Kundalini moved, right, and left the Tibet area, it began, it's coming through what's called the Ring of Fire, right? And as it moves, it's just like in our bodies. What happens as the Kundalini rises if there's blockage? Well, there's blockage and resistance is going to physically manifest. It's going to emotionally manifest. There's going to be a release, right, to balance. Well, it's the same thing with the Kundalini of the earth, as above, so below, right? The law of correspondence, one of the 7 hermetic principles. If it's in here, it's out there. So if we have it, the earth has it. And then there's galactic chakras and universal chakras and omniversal chakras and on and on and on. A gazillion million infinite colors for us to experience, which all are experiences in itself. So as it moves, right, any blockage that there is, it will clear. And this is Mother awakening. This is, by her awakening and raising the frequency, it awakens the Kundalini of the planet at planetary level. And so that begins to clear all systems that are no longer for the highest good of all. There's no judgment here, and this is really important, because this is what we have been waiting for. We have been working for eon, for long time, to open our hearts as a collective, as humanity, so that we can initiate the Kundalini shift that will clear all the old blockages that are still there, that have been from the reverse grids, right, of manipulation and interference, as Earth was in a descension cycle. We're not in a descension cycle anymore, right? As the 7 hermetic principles, the law of rhythm, everything has its ups, everything has its downs, everything, ebbs and flows, like the ocean has waves, comes and goes. Okay, we were going down, now we're going up. In order for us to go down, in order for us to go up, we have to build our creation from the original blueprints. That means that any interference, anything that was done in the illusion, right, of the fall, has to be cleared. That's why the world's Kundalini moves. This is natural, organic ascension. There's nothing can be done about it. It can't be stopped. It can be delayed. It can be smeared. It can be messed up with, but it can't be stopped. It's not being stopped. The Kundalini is on the move, and it's going to come to rest on what I call the spine of the Americas. That will affect all the north and south, obviously, but it'll, at the frequency, it'll clear, because the northern grids have been reversed. And so those are being, they have been manipulated. They have been electrically manipulated, so that souls, and held at a certain frequency so that souls couldn't ascend. Okay, the big burrito is out of here, dude. So that's over. So now the grids are organically, naturally returning to their divine blueprint as is, per the divine plan. And really, our job, humanity's job, as we awaken, is open our hearts. That's grid work. And I want that to be very clear, because that's where we need to be right now. We need to just open our hearts. You can't be saying, oh well, you know what, I'm gonna open my heart, but I'm gonna send it to over there. That's not walking in service. Okay, hate to tell it to you, that's walking in ego. We don't get to say where divine intelligence, healing, source energies go. We are the transformers. We agree to this through our body to be able to anchor the energies into the grid, because source energy comes in, right? And if it hits the planet and there's nobody, and we're not here to anchor it, to use our bodies to anchor that energy, that's what grid work is. If we're not here, it's kind of like pouring water over rock. It'll just go, but it can't, it won't be grounded. So we agreed, the human race, humanity agreed, right, with our bodies to be the transformers, to take that massive source energy and make it to where it will flow into the grids without destroying everything and having catastrophic uh, uh, experiences, because we are ascending and this is a living library. So as we do that, the key is to stay in our hearts. And the easiest way to begin grid work is to just say, yes, I am open to love. That's it. That's how simple it is. And then you got to let go. You don't get to say how you're open to love. You don't get to say how you're going to do it. Because you're clueless. Because you don't know what's needed. That's not walking in service. So we just, at this point, the call is being pulled out or being put out. Stay in your heart. The grids are adjusting. We are at physical level. That means that the tectonic plates, is that the English word? Yeah. Are, because sometimes I'll call them platonic. If I call them platonic plates, I don't know why it comes out that way sometimes. So if I did that already, I meant, you know, those plates, the tectonic, I can't even say it anymore. Anyways, they're shifting, and that's all right. That's perfect. There's to be no fear in this, all right? Because there are all sorts of soul agreements as to how this experience is going to play out. And that's between the soul of the earth and each individual soul. So every soul is going to be where they're meant to be. And some souls may choose to exit. We have no idea. So this is where now we are being called to be in full mastery of ourselves, to remain in our hearts as the world's Kundalini begins to settle and shift the grids outside of us. And those grids will clear anything that is not for the highest good of all. Anything that is not organic, anything that is galactic in nature, that is interference, or that was not created from the heart. All right, the Kundalini is going to clear it all out. So the people talk about all those secret underground bases. I wouldn't want to be in any of them right now. Good luck to you. So that's what's happening. Everything's going to be cleared out. So the really cool thing that I understand too about this, having to do with this, and it's when the Andromedans came through along with the dragons. And yes, dragons, draconians, right? We carry that beautiful energy. Andromedans, draconians, that we are very tied to the Andromeda energy or galaxy, because they are our twin galaxy. What that means is a lot of our twins are actually there, or and that's where they help, because it used to be, as per resonance, right, that the twin souls, twin flames would come down. One would come to earth and the other would stay up holding that frequency. And then that way they could be experienced, but they could still ascend together. But now that we're in the higher vibrational grids, twins are coming together, as above, so below. So even on Earth, twins are coming together at human level. They're also coming together if you were to think of the Earth as a divine feminine joining her divine masculine twin. as well. And then if you were to think of the Milky Way galaxy as a twin, and the Andromeda galaxy as its twin, because they say in the future the two galaxies will become one. Twins coming together. Of course, that's a different timetable and a different physical manifestation, but as above, so below infinitely. So twins right now, the big energy that I'm getting from the Andromedans and the Draconians both is that as the Draconian heart once again opens and shifts from service to self, to service to others, and awakens, that male, masculine energy, the divine masculine energy, will awaken her heart. And it was kind of confusing there, because the dragons came through and said that the dragon's heart was awakening. And to me, the dragons are like the healers of the heart, right? I carry, that see, dragon. I take him everywhere on my travels. Love him. He's pretty fierce looking. See? But, as the dragon experience is a closing of the heart, that's tied to the oversoul original creator, that the two main creators that came to this creation, some call the service to others the Paatal, Paatal, and service to self, the Draconians, right? But you have to have the duality, because this is a duality universe. So they came down, and from there, all other separations and gender and twins and all that happened. But the Draconian heart is opening. And once the Draconian heart opens, humanity unifies, becomes one, and stands in full guardianship of this living library, this earth. And that's what's happening. And it's like super exciting. So twins are coming together, tons of walk-ins, and there are souls that are coming in that are so high vibrational. They're almost at avatar level, because the Earth's frequency now can house those souls, because before the frequency was too low, they couldn't be born. And those are the second and third wavers, those amazing second and third wavers that are opening right now, opening their hearts right now, and they're awakening. And many are, some are choosing to exit, but walk-ins are coming in through traumatic experiences, a lot of accidents, a lot of brain injuries, a lot of stuff happening up here, as the divine masculine disconnects from the electrical interference of the manipulation of their mind, and once again connect to their heart, as the divine feminine has opened up their heart and stepped into their divine masculine and said, no more, no more. And so now it's like super exciting, and we are connecting with our twins at all different kinds of levels. I had a very beautiful connection with my etheric twin, hunka at on 11/11. I was like, what is this? Oh, what is this? Oh, what is this? And so, but that made sense to me, because at the higher frequency, at the higher dimensions, we connect, spiritually, etherically. We connect etherically, spiritually, emotionally, mentally, and then physical is last. In Earth, it was all upside down, inside out, right? So the majority of a lot of times you connected physically before there was anything else. I can't even begin to tell you what's going through my head. Slutty little things. It was so much fun. But it's over now, because the true connection, as the divine feminine awakens, that connection is no longer possible without a heart connection first. As we begin to honor ourselves, and it happens the same for the divine masculine, by the way. Once the divine masculine awakens, it doesn't really matter, because if it's not in their heart, they are not in. We are unable to physically connect, because we can't just boink. Can't happen anymore. We can't just do it for the sake of doing it. We are here to walk hirogamos. We are here to bring back the energy of divine excuse me, Sally Wonson. The energy of divine partnerships. What? Come on. Come So, consequently, sorry about that. Go on, you're all right, you can live. That's all happening, and it's going to be amazing. Every experience is going to be different. Like I said, a lot of head issues right now. If you, as we take in more light and as we activate the high heart, which is happening right now and has, to the forerunners, as we do all that, right, we increase our frequency. That means that we begin changes at cellular level, so we spin faster. That's why there's so much dizziness and just kind of out of it, because you're literally inside, you're going woo, and so outside you're going why. So what does that mean? What does that do? Well, as molecular spin increases, right, then it's kind of like Eliza says, oh, it's centrifuge. Yeah, this is spiritual centrifuge. Woo! And everything that's toxic, everything that's not real will fly off. How does it fly off? Well, it comes out of our system through mucus, through the coughing, through that liquid, through all that. That's how we release those toxins, right? And then the second way, the fever. This is what's called the frequency light upgrade. The fever, the reason it comes on is because it's burning toxins, energy draws. That's why you then have the sweat. You are releasing, because as you begin to spin faster, your cells, your electrons, all that is, spinning faster within you. You to be able to hold in more light, right, to continue your ascension and reach to the higher grids and expand your consciousness, to be able to grasp, higher vibrational frequency thoughts and ideas and solutions. um, as that happens, our bodies will detox everything that is not organic. And I don't know about anybody else, but lately I can only eat white, yellow, or orange. That's it. I seem to be, I can't, and I cannot. If I eat anything GMO, I break out on massive hives all through my throat. It is terrible, or I get very sick. So all this is happening as our frequency rises, and there's a lot of physical issues that are coming through. And so just remember, a lot of water, a lot of sleep, because we are collapsing timelines in our sleep like crazy. As the divine masculine awakens and the grids all shift outside and inside, what you see outside is a representation of your energy, and of your inner grids, and everything is shifting so quickly. So it's imperative for us to stay in our heart, to open up our hearts. Yes, I am open to love. Open yourself up to walk in service in whichever way you are called from within to do so, and know that everything is amazingly perfect. The 10th gate, the Iran-Iraq gate, right, which is what is it, the reason it's kept down, and that's the one of the chakras. The reason that it's kept down, closed up with war and all that, is to keep it from awakening, right? Well, all that is going to shift, and the 10th gate in Iran Iraq era, which actually Lisa Renee with Energetic Synthesis, who is a galactic historian, has done a fantastic job of doing all that. So if you go look her up and type in something like the Golden Eagle Grid, if you call from within to do so, it'll really, she's amazing at history. Take what you need and leave the rest. It's like everything is discernment of energies. Trust nothing, believe nothing until you feel it and siphon it through your heart and through your energy, so that truth resonates. I mean, I'm just saying that across the board. My stuff, everybody's stuff, okay? I question everything. That's what I do. But she's got amazing information about that, so it's a good place for you to go. Right now, the Golden Eagle Grid that had been interfered with is shifting back as the resonance rises. And and that technological interference of other world interference, right, and all the multidimensional and all that stuff of all those beings, can no longer, the planet will no longer hold it. So we are in for incredible, amazing times. Honor yourself, honor your body, sleep. If you need to disconnect, I will be disconnecting, because it's becoming very difficult for me to stay on electronics. So I can only come and do something and then get off and go do my other things, as I am also in the process of creating a new company and building a team. for something that is amazing, and I am so blessed, and that's more to come because I am building a team for this massive creation that I'm being guided from within to anchor, and I know that there are others. So so just stay in your heart. Know that everything is exactly as it should be. The Kundalini will move, and if it hits, just like in our bodies, if it hits resistance, it'll shake it out. And sometimes those are in forms of earthquakes. It is geo-effective. It might be in terms of earthquakes. It might be in terms of, you know, uh, rain. It doesn't, volcanoes. It doesn't. It's going to be however way it's going to be for the highest good of all. And that's the part that we need to remember, because there are a lot of souls that might choose to exit during some of this Kundalini movement. And this is why we need to stay centered and not be in judgment of what happens outside of us. And if we do get triggered and get off center, it's okay. It's okay. Just go right back in. It's all right. I mean, God knows I've been off centered a lot lately because of what happened to me. And I don't judge myself. I did the best I can. I did the best I could. And that was divinely perfect. And so everything you do is divinely perfect. There is no wrong or right or wrong here. There's only you being divinely you and sharing your light and doing what you came here to do. And if it makes you feel happy, do it. Okay? Do it. Ground your light. This is the time. This is the now. Everything will start happening very quickly now. And, all the astrological alignments are lining up for that as well. And so this is the year of completion. And just there's to be no fear on the movement of this. I've heard, with California. Well, yeah, of course, we've always known that there's a fault line in California. I mean, it's not any different than fault lines around the rest of the planet. There's no reason to expect the worst or to think that the worst is going to happen. So please don't expect anything. You just ground the light, man. And the light's going to go where it needs to go. And it's going to be for the highest good of all. And those that are connected to their heart that are meant to be here, they're going to be here. And those that are connected to their heart but want to go trip the life fantastic are going to exit. And those that are meant to walk in, and continue experiencing are going to. So everything is open right now. Our creation is infinite. And everything is really, the grids are perfectly balanced. They are. They used to go like this. They're perfectly balanced. The Kundalini's on the move, but that's because the Schumann resonance has risen to the pitch almost where, like, the divine masculine can't ignore it. Like, it's impossible. It'd be kind of like if I blow a dog whistle and Sally goes nuts. Okay, that's kind of what the divine feminine has done to the divine masculine. Not that I'm calling them dogs or any of that. But it's like that frequency, we've done it. We've raised the frequency of the planet to where it'll trigger the divine masculine to awaken, and that divine masculine, oh, he is perfection indeed. Woohoo. And he's going to say, no, what she said. And she's going to say, no, what he said. And all those that are attempting to, in any way, misuse our planet, greed, service to self, done. It's over. So we are entering the new age, and everything is divinely perfect. So I don't know. I probably just blasted you with a ton of information. I hope that that this assists. and drink lots of water. I do blow people up, but hey, you know what? We must have met up and agreed to it. You did it to yourself. I did it to myself. So just know that everything is perfect. And oh my gosh, I am just in the deepest gratitude to be at this stage. Everything is I can't thank everybody enough for supporting me and for everything that they do, because we're all in this together. We are humanity, and humanity has awakened, and we are here to protect and guard this beautiful creation. And when we fully step into our light, we have the ability, with the divine masculine and divine feminine working together, to manifest without machinery. And that's what makes us amazing. And that's why we are able to be the guardians. We were in a descension timeline, but that's over. This is ascension. This is awakening. And it's awakening to the truth that, you know, game over, man. Game over. Service to self is no longer here on this planet able to manipulate, interfere, and destroy. Not this planet. Not our planet. We are one. I send my love to all, and have an awesome night. And I will write about twins and my Andromedan message. The dragons opening up their heart, oh my God, and their full magnificence is just unbelievable. A dragon heart is incredible, unbelievable. The divine masculine heart is incredible, and so beautiful, like the divine feminine. And we are just so doggone beautiful. So, follow your heart, shine your light, and I send my love to all. Bye.